Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Grumpy Vlogger Live.
And welcome. Whew, I'm out of breath. I had to run the other end of the house because Judy was getting up. So I just got set back down here. So I may have to run again to help her. But let's go ahead and bring in, I don't see Dominic. Oh, there's Dominic. Let's go ahead and bring in, I don't know where Art's at today. I sent him the link. So he's probably fell asleep. Anyways, let's bring in the thunder from down under, Mr. Dominic Northside Hawk. Hey,
good evening.
There you go. Good evening.
Good evening. How is everybody?
Just fine, but I'm getting feedback.
No, not again. Give me a
Yeah.
sec.
Okay. All right. Well, he works that out. I'll bring in Mr. Charles Gillespie. Hey, Charles.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Dominic. Lloyd.
Yeah, Dominic seems to be having some sound problems. So, anyway, so how's your day going, Charles?
Oh, well, it's been a busy day.
Busy?
Grocery shopping day today, and we got out of the house late.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with. I don't know what happened with Art. My mind went blank there. And hey, I'm gonna go ahead and while we're at it, I'm gonna start. Oh, still hearing it, Dominic. I sound good though. Anyways,
Is that all right?
let's see. Nope, still getting feedback. I can hear myself in your headset.
How can I? That's a hell of a sensitive mic.
Yeah. So,
Try that.
anyways. Nope, still there. What'd you do different?
Nothing.
Huh.
Is that all right?
Test 1, 2. Nope, still there.
I don't know then.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and see if Charles, are you hearing me twice?
Yep.
Okay, so it's got to be Dominic. Let's just go ahead and say hello to. Now I'm not hearing it. Did you mute yourself, Dominic?
Yeah.
Just took the microphone out. Is that all right now?
Test 1, 2.
Test 1, 2.
No, I'm still hearing myself.
Blue. Oh, no, I've got a little bit of an echo there.
Don't know.
Hello. Yep, still there. Oh, son of a gun! If you got the right,
You're going to keep trying because I'm out of options.
well, okay.
Maybe. No.
That was a different sound. It sounded a little bit. Now it sounds from further away. Like it's coming through different
I've taken
speaker
out
systems.
Yes, I'm only using the microphone on the laptop now. Is that better?
Still getting feedback.
I don't know then.
Okay. Well, what we'll do is mute you, and then when we have something we want you to say, or you wave at us, and when you got something you answer. So.
Okay.
So let's that. All right, there we go. And let me start out by saying hello to everybody. We got Jody Drone Shots. We got Jay Bird. We got Grant, Mr. Stay Drunk. We got Cool Cat, and we have Droner Gaming RP. That would be Justin, and we have Captain Joe America, USA Drone Flyer. Northside Hawk, who's having all sorts of problems. Jim's Droning, welcome. Mel, 400 AGL, good to see you in here, Mel. Let's see, Cool Cat, Jim's Droning. Green Mountain Droning, hello. Let's see who else we got here. Mark R. White, coming from the UK. And Johnny Drone Flyer. Hey, Johnny, good to see you on here. And Help at Home Jim. It's always good seeing Jim on here. He's one of my earliest subscribers. And Let's see if I missed anybody else there. Let's see. Let me see if I've got anybody coming with the other. I've got Steve Carpenter's in here too, and the drone guy 42. Let's see. I need to give him a moderator. Oh, I always got to do this. Hang on a second. Go. All right. Now let's see if I got anybody else there. Oh, AZ Drone Dude. Hello. We got Johnny Drone Flyer. Okay. I think that's it. I think I got everybody. So, anyways, so let me unmute Dominic so that he can. Whoops. Let's do this. Whoops. I didn't do it. Unmute. Can't unmute your guest. The mic isn't connected. It says you're not connected now. Your mic's not connected.
I've tried unmuting, nothing.
Okay, now I'm hearing you.
Any?
But I'm getting a little echo. But it's not bad.
Okay. I don't know.
So how's your day been going, Dominic, so far?
Actually, feeling a little bit rough. I had a bit of a nightmare. And just a bit of a bad sleep, so.
Yeah, I hate when that happens.
Yeah, so I'm all over the place now.
Yeah. And we got Maddie's Drone World dropped in too. Hey, Maddie.
It was, Ronnie. Is it still echoing out there?
Yeah, but I'm not hearing. It sounds like I'm in a tin can.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know, but it's not as loud as it was. So.
You want me to restart my computer and come back?
Well, you can try that and see if it works.
Okay. Well, I'll be back soon.
Okay. So I don't know what's happened with. Yeah, he's been having some problems there, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's really bizarre.
Yeah, it is. I'm going to see if where Art's at. See if I'm going to send him a message. He's usually always here. I was real surprised to come back in here. What had happened is I came in here. I started my timer about 30 seconds early. And then I noticed Judy was waking up. And I'd already gotten her pop and everything, but I knew she needed to get up. So I went in there. The voice from the speaker is going through his laptop microphone. That could be it. That could be what it is, Jim. That's what I think it is. But anyways, I saw Judy getting up, so I ran in there and helped her make sure she had what she needed. And she had to go to the restroom, and I'm still looking to see. And she's, but she should be able to make it back okay. It's just about 3-4 foot, maybe about 5 steps, 6 steps from the bathroom to the side of the bed there. So,
good.
But so if I have to run, Charles, you're in charge. Anyways, so I was going to talk about, I've been talking about my AnchorMate 3D printer, and I did one of my bigger prints yesterday. Started Saturday and was up late Saturday night, and then on Sunday, but I'm going to go ahead and put myself on full screen for just a minute. And this is for my dummy Justin, and these are the hands that I've printed. And here's the other one. So, I'll give myself a hand. Anyways, but yeah, that's a bad joke. But yeah, I printed those. And the thing was, when I printed these, when I got these, I belong to a builders group on Builders Forum on Facebook. And I asked, where do you get your prints for your hands? I have everything else. I just didn't have the hands that I want. I didn't feel like paying, $60 for a set of these,
Yeah.
And that's what they cost. And they're made out of the same stuff, basically. There's Dominic again. Let's see if we've had any luck. Hello. I hear you, and I don't hear an echo.
Okay, that's great then.
And here's the little feller himself, Mr. Art Carlson.
Oh, sorry
How'd
I'm
you do, fall
late.
asleep?
No, it's a bitch steering with, the handicap. That child safety seat was stuck to my ass.
Oh, was that it?
Yeah. Anyway,
Don't you
I
hate
was
when that
at
happens?
the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. That's why I'm a little late.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Got my boner shot.
I was going to say, you getting that rash cleared up, are you?
Yep. That's right.
Yeah.
Got my
but,
testosterone shot today.
Okay. So, yeah. But anyways, these hands, I told Art about that. He heard about this yesterday. But they're actually designed. They're for a marionette, and it's a place in Czechoslovakia that builds these, and you can buy them and build your own, or you can download. But anyways, it just came with this part. There's no risk, so I went into Tinkercad and took a cylinder. And then squished it down and slid it into the position, and then saved it, and then
cool.
And so now I got both hands, and they take
Now,
about
did you
6
pay
hours
with
to
the
print.
blank check?
Yeah, I paid with a blank check. Yeah, and the jokes have already started. Anyways, that thing, of course, I had to turn it upside down and get it level to where it sit on the bed the way I want it. And I only had just a little bit of sanding to do here, and I've got a Dremel with a good wheel. I'm just making sure Judy made it back to bed. She did. But anyways, now all I got to do, the thing is the way this looks, I'll see if I can put it up closer, but it looks almost like it's carved out of wood. And that's because the original 3D, or the original puppet was a wood hand. And so they've scanned the 3D hand, and they're actually only about this big. And I blew them up to, and the hand's a little bigger than what the dummy would use, but then that's the way it is on my Gus, my big.
But not everybody deserves happiness.
Oh, we've missed that. Yes, we have. Anyways, so that's what I've been doing, and now I'm getting ready to start putting everything in place, run the strings in the tubing and all of that stuff, and as far as I could either sew a long tube and then for the arms, because I showed that last week or week before. I have this wooden frame that is his torso, and you basically staple the arms onto it and then attach these to the end of the arms. I could either sew a tube or I could go buy a tube sock.
Oh,
A
there
couple
you
of tube
go.
socks and fill them up and use them for the arms and legs and just stitch them where I need them, and then
There you go.
I
And
I can always.
Dominic is enthralled, I could tell.
I am.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just-
and Charles is like,
And nobody gives a shit about me and my dummy, so. But it keeps me out of trouble. It allows me
that's good. Good.
to relax, and I stay out of her way. And whatever else
right.
you need a hand boy. Looks like you got that.
You out
yes.
of the drug den. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Those opium dens are bad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey, we've got
Did you-
Sunrise Water Media and East Coast.
That would be
Grills.
Chris.
That would be Chris. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking I had missed First Friday last week, but it was the week before, and the reason I didn't see it this last Friday, it was the week before, is because I was at that family reunion. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I watched it in its entirety. Those captions that Chris had everybody put up, there were some good captions up there. Some of them were really funny,
Yep.
and I almost fell into the same trap that three other guys. I almost put "I've fallen and can't get up," and that's gotten cliche. So I'm glad I
Yeah.
came up with what I did. It was
That's what
it was a
she
lot of
said.
fun. Yeah, actually, that's what Judy says a lot. I've fallen and I can't get up. Matter of fact, I about did getting out of this office. I about did a face plant here a little earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. It's just he looked like he was trying to squint at those instructions, and it just made sense. And in Chinese, of course. I'm doing something I don't normally do. I almost lit a cigarette on my show. I try not to do that. So.
Yep.
Anyways.
Yeah, you're setting a bad example to the kitty.
You're the only little guy around that I would think I set a bad example. And I'm afraid it's too late for you, Art. Your growth has already been stunted. So.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Did you ever smoke?
No. No. I always thought it was stupid. And it smells terrible.
Yes, it does. Unless you're smoking, then you can't smell anybody else. See, by smoking, I eliminate a lot of problems. I don't have to put up with people's body odor because my sinuses are all constantly clogged, so I can't smell anybody. You know, they're actually, it's a terrible thing to start, but you know,
Yep.
and I've quit in all my years. I've quit 5 times, and when I say quit, I mean I quit for. I've quit up to 8 years one time.
Ooh, boy.
And the other 4 times were anywhere from 3 to 7 years. So, I mean, when I say I quit, I don't mean I just quit for a week or a month. I mean, when I put them down, I just don't smoke.
There you go.
But then I eat like crazy, and I'm throwing snack candy in my mouth, and I'm gaining about 75 pounds.
Well, maybe
and then
you should see a hypnotist for that.
Believe it or not, I actually went to a psychologist who was a hypnotist. He only had one problem. He could not put me to sleep. He could not knock me out. He says,
you put me to sleep.
I do that a lot. I used to. When Judy and I first got married, I'd tell her stories about when I was in the service or stuff growing up. We didn't grow up around each other. And that's what I do. I'd put her to sleep. And so if she was having problems sleeping, she goes, tell me a story. And she would go to sleep. Now it's, would you just shut up? I've heard that one already. But yeah, I used to put her to sleep. And
we got Bill, Coast to Coast Drone.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we got Mickey Moo Production.
Oh, and Mad Props Media. Excellent. So, and he's not blue, is he?
No. I don't know.
I don't believe he is. Just moderator. Now Mad Props is a moderator. So,
awesome.
I don't know if you guys remember a few years ago, those of you that's followed me for a long time, but forgot the guy's name. I think it was Claude. It was a Claude.
Claude, yeah.
Okay. Well, I was on one of his live streams one day, and I took a drink of coffee, and it went down the wrong way.
Oh, yes.
And I choked, and I passed out and hit the floor. You know, and I mean, I choked so bad that I passed out, and nobody knew what was going on until I got up and I was, till I set my chair back up, and and that's when we kind of all made a deal that we were going to start checking on each other. So, but anyways, so I'm always doing something that is, well, you know, I'm always doing shit that I probably shouldn't do, or you know, end up hurting myself or whatever. So, the other night, I was sitting there and I was in the process of putting my coffee down. Well, it set wrong on the little bedside table and it started to fall. So I'm reaching for it, and at the same time, I had my glasses propped up on my head because I don't wear bifocals. I have to do this to see stuff from far away, and then do this to look at my iPad. So I'm doing this. I'm reaching for it. My glasses go like this. They fall off, and they're fixing to fall down beside the bed, which, you know, man, I was going to have to get down on the floor and look for them. So in the process, I'm grabbing for them to put them back up, you know. And what I did was I went like this, and I hit my nose and all the way, and even cut the backside here and the inside here, and and hit myself hard enough when I was doing it that I actually bloodied my nose. So now talk about, I almost knocked myself out, but I was grabbing real quick, and hey, I guess I had my thumb because I was trying to grab for it, and so I cut myself here in 2 places, and then the inside of my nose, and it is still sore. I mean, I hit it hard.
Oh boy.
It's not the first time I've done that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Judy was just dying laughing. My cousin thought it was hilarious when I told him. Yeah, no sympathy at all. You know.
Feel the burn.
Well, yeah, exactly. I
Lloyd don't get no respect at all.
no, that's it. Let me tell you, we have we have a back hallway that has storage stuff in there, and we had used some color paint that my daughter-in-law wanted to borrow. We had some extra, so it was sitting up on a shelf in there because we kept it inside so the temperature would stay. So I'm reaching up on this tall shelf, and I start to pull it down, and I had forgotten that I had put Judy's electric staple gun on top of the can. So I'm looking up. I tip the can back to pull it off the shelf. My arms are completely extended. Off the top of that can comes that electric staple gun, and that front edge, you know, where the staple's going, right in that front edge. It comes down. It hits right on the bridge of my nose. I go falling back. Blood is gushing everywhere. I hit the wall, and I kind of slide down the wall. And I mean, I walked around for a week with black eyes. I mean, at least a week. And and that part of my nose is still very, very tender because during bad weather, my sinuses get plugged up. That's the part that hurts. So what happens? Do they help me up off the floor? No. Judy and my daughter-in-law, they're laughing their ass off at me. And they're not helping get the blood. You know, I'm sitting there going like this, blood's flowing everywhere. And they're just laughing. So I finally, I'm pissed off and cussed them because it was my own fault. So, and so the next day I have to go up to the bank. Well, my daughter-in-law was one of the bank managers up there. And I go walking in, and all of a sudden, every employee of the bank stand up and start applauding as I walk through the front door. Because one, I'm walking in two black eyes, and then the other employees or the other people in there start looking at it. What are we applauding for? It says, he broke his nose in a glorious fashion. Let me tell you the story. And the whole bank knew this story. Like, what? No sympathy? Of course, you know, all the gals that work there, I'd been banking there for 10 years, so they all knew me anyways, you know, because they just thought it was the funniest damn thing. But I'm always doing stuff like that. Yeah. Anyways, so let's see. What was some of the my last reproduction that I needed?
Just going really dark.
Yeah, my last was in I needed to know masturbate. I said, why? She said, because I'm trying to examine you. Oh my God. You're right. It has already, it went down the toilet before. Yeah, I could have been, I see what Chris said. Yeah, I could have been blinded. But I learned to start reaching up and making sure stuff ain't stacked on top of something else. And, yeah. But yeah, it did, man. It blackened both my eyes, and I sported them for a long time.
Oh.
And, but so, Art, what have you been doing besides going to the men's clinic and getting that rash looked at?
Well, I flew the potato yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And how did it fly?
Well, the person who owned it had it in mode 1.
Oh.
So the states were in the opposite. I'm like, well, why isn't it going up? What's going on here? And I go, let me try this. And I start moving up the right stick, and that's when it started to go off the ground, and I go, okay, now I know and flying it that way, it was like, it took a few seconds to kind of, get used to it. But
yeah,
after I flew it and checking around on YouTube, I went back and changed it in settings to mode 2.
Mode
and
2, yeah.
It was in metric too, because this was from Puerto Rico.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
so it says the potato is a great drone to fly, but it doesn't crash well. Yeah.
No. I'm really careful about that. Yep.
Are you going to keep it or give it away at some point?
Probably sell it.
Yeah,
I'll
because
sell
Slide
it,
it a little
yeah.
bit and sell
away
it. Now,
to people that'll just come into the chat for 1 week and never see them again.
yeah, there you
that's
go.
true.
Yeah, that's. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those giveaways. And speaking of giveaways, I know that I think I got everybody taken care of, but I think this Christmas, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy gift cards to my shop, right, and have them all ready to go. So all I got to do is and give me your.
There you go. Good
Because
idea.
it just
Mhm.
it things happened at the first of the year, Judy getting sick and stuff, and
Everything.
it's just
Thanks.
Mhm.
and she's doing better today. She's able to. Today's the first day she's been able to converse well or well enough. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Max Air, welcome. Unlimited Vertigo, welcome. The Drone Guy 42. I think I've
And
already
Steve
said hi to him.
Knowles.
Steve Knowles, and I also saw that Andrew is in here.
Andrew, yep.
Yep. And let's see, did I miss anybody else? Mad Props, Andrew.
Matt,
Yeah. So,
we got
anyways, I think
Chris, Sunrise
Chris
Water
Waters.
Media.
Yes, I did. I did mention him. I don't know if I mentioned him before you got here or after you got here. If it's after you got here, well, then you need to pay closer attention.
Yes.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about I was watching. Judy likes the movie Ghost, and the elevator scene at the beginning where the two guys get on there and they're talking about the guy's got a cough and he says, "But yeah, it's highly contagious," and everybody in the elevators. When you said you went to the men's clinic, I was thinking about because what about the rash? Well, yeah, but as long as I don't touch anybody, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's as soon as you said you went to the men's clinic
Yeah.
or whatever, I'm thinking,
Mhm.
yeah, okay, get that rash
Yeah.
looked at. So,
Get that, yeah. No, that's the free clinic.
oh, the free clinic, okay.
This is
By the way, I have yet to see the musical episode of Star Trek. So
go see
I
it.
still,
I got
well, every time
talked
I
into
start-
it. It's funny, in part.
well, every time I start it. What'd you say, Dominic? I'm sorry.
I enjoyed that musical episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I'm gonna
thought
have
I
to watch
wasn't gonna like it, and then Bill talked me into it, and I watched it. I think I watched it Sunday afternoon before our show. We got
And
Don
Dawn.
Mudball.
Yep, Mudball. Oh, Mark says the Klingons are hilarious. I'm looking forward to it. I'm
Mhm.
That's the standout part of the show.
yeah. I understand that they're doing another Star Trek to add to fourth one to add to the trilogy of the Kelvin timeline.
Mm.
The one with who the hell played Kirk in that one?
Chris Pine.
Chris Pine, yeah. I think of Chris Pratt, but no, it's Chris Pine. Yeah, and but they're going to go back to before the timeline is diverted, and they may.
Jim.
I think they're going to try to undo what they did and bring it back into the time stream.
Good.
That's what I've heard, and yes, Chris Pine. Thank
Cool
you.
Cat.
Cool Cat. Yeah, I've
Mhm.
said hi to him before you got here. I know.
Right.
Because he was like one of the second, third people here. So, and let's see what other exciting things have been going on. And did I hear that DJI has put out a new drone here in the last week or two, couple of weeks?
Yeah, it's the Air 3.
Oh, okay. Then
And everybody is raving about it.
are they?
Ken Dono just loves it. He got rid of his Mavic 3.
Mm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I did see something. I did see him post that. Yeah. Of course, I knew they. Yeah, DJI sucks. Yeah, I know, Max. Changing things in the past to fix the timeline. That typically ends well. Yeah. Especially if you watch the Flash movie. That worked out real well for him.
Mm-hmm.
it was funny. If you haven't seen the movie, there's I had a problem getting past the Ezra Miller guy just because he plays two parts. He plays himself twice and in the same timeline, which according to Back to the Future, you should never have that happen, but apparently it did. But anyways, he played the crazy one just a little too close to too close to reality for me. And but it was still the premise, all of the flashback stuff that they showed, all of the different timelines, Supermans and Batmans. That was kind of fun for us old farts, that grew up watching those shows. But it was, and it was good to see Michael Keaton. In case anybody doesn't know it, Michael Keaton is Batman.
Hmm.
And he does a pretty good job of an old Batman, But yeah, but they went back to change the timeline, and they explained something that there are certain points in time that will always happen regardless of how you change it. There are certain intersections in time, and I loved it. The enjoyable thing, I'd like to have the recipe, but he did a spaghetti analogy about, sometimes the spaghetti lays out straight. He says if you had, you think it just diverges this way or that way, and you can go back to the start and bring it back together. He says, no, he says, when you start messing with timeline, he says, it just dumps in, and he says, there's certain areas you're going to find throughout the spaghetti that's crossed. He says, those are unchangeable points of time. And so
Bill's got a point there.
yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, Star
US
Trek.
vibe to it.
Yeah.
Yes. The Strange New Worlds, very much. At least the first season, especially, really struck me as being the original series.
Right.
Feel to it, and and I like some of the characters, and they bring in some other, interesting points, and I can't remember now, did Discovery go back to their own timeline? Because they had to go back.
They went ahead.
Forward.
They went forward.
They went
Now, were
forward 800 years.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how did they end up in Christopher Pike's timeline? Because they weren't from the same timeline. They weren't from the same timeline that Pike was.
You need to work on your meds, sir.
Why? What did I say?
I don't think that. No.
No, Pike. Captain Pike from the Enterprise.
Captain Pike. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your shot's not working.
Yeah, the Enterprise was in it. Yes, and so when they went to the future, they kind of, pretended. Oh, yeah, there's no Discovery because everybody had to keep quiet because they were working on the spore drive.
The spore drive,
Yeah.
And I'm because I thought the Discovery was post Star Trek Next Generation.
It starts right before Kirk takes over the Enterprise.
Okay.
So,
all right. Yeah, that's what screwed me up because I was thinking, well, why the hell would they go any further? Why didn't they just go back their own timeline? But they were from the Enterprise, the original Enterprise's timeline. Right. So, okay.
Right.
All right, that makes sense. So, yeah. Let's see. What's that? Coast to Coast is saying they're delayed. Oh, are you going to talk about it on your show Wednesday? The DJI.
That's a Twitter link. That folks at that link are saying that DJI is going to release a delivery drone on Wednesday.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That means that's a commercial. That's a commercial grade. Then let's hope that they're not going by the same way of
Skydio.
Oh, that's right. Wednesday's show. Yeah, Skydio. Yeah. That's.
Oh, he's going to talk about drone
Karens. Yeah. I've been blessed. I haven't met a drone Karen.
Mm-hmm.
No, I haven't either.
How about either one of you guys?
Well, you could have a Mini 4 before
Nope.
you can have a Mini 5.
I've
Andrew.
only flown from my backyard, so
hmm
Oh, well, I just walk up I just walk across the street, over one house and then across the corner and then up about a half a block to where where I can see my house and my son's house from wherever I'm at. So,
if you take Ken Heron's name and switch the first letter, it's Hen Karen.
in Karen, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, thanks, Andrew. Yes, I am currently running for president, or I will
Yep.
be. I will be throwing my hat in the ring. And this little feller here, he checks a lot of the boxes. He's handicapped. He's short. He's old, so he qualifies for everything.
Yeah,
And he
I'm under 80.
Yeah,
and
he's
so
under
is
80.
Lloyd.
Yeah, so am I.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
But
he just slightly more cognizes, he knows what's going on more than Biden. Yeah. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Not incontinent. I mean cognitive.
Cognitive.
Yeah. That's,
Cognitive. You got your dentures slipping there, Art?
yep. That's right. Hey, I've been up since 2:30
Why were you up so damned early?
to go to work.
What the hell time you got to be at work?
I get there at 4:30, and I get there as early as I can, so I get out earlier.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I had
3:30.
this appointment that was at
Yeah.
3:30, and I got out of work at 2:30, and drove over there, and
And I forgot that you live in Denver, and everything, no matter which side of town you live on, it's a crawl where if you have to cross from one side to the other.
120th Avenue between what is it, Main Street and Sheridan is a mess. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I lived with my brother and worked with him one summer with the Asbestos Workers Union. We were in commercial insulators doing the big buildings, all the commercial stuff, the cold chill pipes, the heat pipes, the live steam, and all that stuff. And we'd get up, and of course we had to get up early, and it was usually dark when we got up, and then head out. And depending on where we were at, they had several job sites open that they were working on at different times. Sometimes we'd have to go to the shop, which was clear to hell downtown, and he lived out there on Garfield and
Thanks, Bill.
around 120th or 110th and Garfield, wherever it's over down north in the north side. And the shop was like downtown, or in the industrial areas around the downtown
Oh,
area.
yes, over there by the Platte River,
Yes.
Federal and 6th Avenue.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yep.
Oh,
That's
my
where I used
God.
to work before I got
well,
let go last year.
so you know how far of a drive that is from that area.
Yes.
So that was like, it's just, I mean, I had left Denver when I was 14 and hadn't been back until I was I was 17. It had been 3 years, but I had never had to drive that, because I was still going to school when I lived there before. I'd never had to drive that long distance, and oh my God, it just seemed like forever, and the traffic was unbelievable. And that was in the 70s.
Yep.
That was in the early.
That was
early
when
to
it was
mid-
called the Valley Highway.
the Valley Highway. Exactly. That's
And-
exactly where we traveled.
And the
Down-
Mouse Trap.
went through that mousetrap more than once. Yeah, I suppose.
Yep.
Now, what was the Valley Highway? Was that
Oh,
the Valley Highway? What road
Highway.
or what?
that's I-25.
I-25. Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, it's been a lot of years. I haven't been back to Colorado since 1990. So,
Wow.
yeah, that's the last time I was there in 1990. And
They've widened it down there just south of the Gates Rubber.
oh yeah.
Yep. They put
Yeah.
in the light rail through there. Oh boy.
Oh really?
Yep. Yeah, it goes down to Inglewood, goes all the way up to Aurora campus, and then it
Right.
goes. There's the east-west. It goes along, right through Arvada, and it goes all the
Right.
way out to the air. It goes from the Taj Mahal. You know what the Taj Mahal is?
Yeah.
That's the new county building in
Yes. Yeah.
Jefferson County.
Jefferson County.
And
Yeah.
it goes from there to DIA.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's. I mean, like I said, the last time we were there was in 1990, and I had been in the wheelchair in and out, so I didn't have my driver's license yet back, and we took our motorhome up there. And Judy, we were coming in from Oklahoma, and Judy, and we're coming in from Kansas, and we got into the town and we're going across I-20 up I-25, and they had a whole crap load of once we got into Denver, we were trying to go to North Denver because we were coming from
Right.
the north side, but
Yeah,
where
you're
my
going
brother lived.
towards Thornton in that area.
Yeah,
I-70.
and right, and we came off I-70 and then got on, and Judy was driving our motorhome, and unfortunately, at that point we were having some problems, and it was only getting about 45 miles an hour. And
Wow.
they had a whole crap load of construction going on, and she had never driven in a city that big. Tulsa's big, but compared to it, Denver's a lot bigger than Tulsa is.
Right.
And oh my gosh, she was ready to kill me. Finally, I said, "Okay, here we can exit right here." And so she was ready to get off there, and I got on I called my brother. This is before cell phones, folks, so I had to use the payphone and call my brother to come guide us in. We were 3 blocks from his house. Oh my God, was she pissed off because she'd been wanting to pull over for it seemed like an hour, and have him come get us. I said, just a little further, When I got there, it was 3 blocks from his house, and oh my God, was she pissed? And she was a nervous wreck. Come to find out, and then we ended up going up to a big muzzleloading shoot up at
Estes Park?
no, it was a an old army camp out there that they used to do up in the mountains in
Oh, yeah, that'd be Camp Hale.
Camp Hale. Yes,
Yeah.
Camp Hale
Yeah, that's where they train the 10th Mountain Division.
Mountain Division. Yeah,
My,
Camp Hale.
my old boss who used to own Rocky Mountain Orthodontics, he was part of that.
Yeah,
And he ended up going to Italy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, we ended up at camping up at Camp Hale, which is pretty far up in there.
Yeah, it's up there by Vale.
Yes, exactly. And we drove that motorhome up there and got up to the campground, the camping area, and got just up there, and it just stalled. And my brother, by then, he was with us, and he was driving. He says, "Okay, I guess this is where we're camping." So we hooked up, and when we got back down after the shoot and the big camping thing and all that, we had one of her friends come over that had a motorhome just like ours and worked on it. Come to find out, 3 of the cylinders weren't even firing. The plug wires were completely rotted in half. So we're driving a V8 up in high altitude with, actually it was more like a V5. Oh my God!
Boy.
And then after that, it ran fine, until we finally traded it off. But yeah, it was that was a nightmare trip, and that was the last time we were up there. And actually, it was during 4th of July. So, but I may be going back in a few years because we're having a big reunion for my high school here in the next couple of years.
Cool.
Yeah, I think we're like 75th graduation, not
75th. Wow.
Yeah, I look good for my age, don't I?
Yeah, you
95.
do.
Yeah. I look good for 95, but
Probably 55th or 45th.
no, it's well past 45th. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So a lot of the guys.
You got Ray Kelly.
Hello,
Ray.
Captain Ray.
Mhm.
Windwalker Drones needs to be
A blue.
need a blue wrench. Yes.
Mhm.
But and a moderator, standard, save and bring that back. Yeah, okay, that's that. That be done. So, but yeah, I mean, so the last time I was up there was on over a 4th. We were up there actually during 4th of July. So, and I think that's the reason we never went back to Colorado, because that trip was sort of a trip from hell for Judy and I, especially for Judy, because not only were we having problems with the RV, and she was having to do all the driving, and my brother and I don't always see eye to eye, and he and I got into it. We didn't come to fist, but everybody was taking bets to see who was going to win if we did, because it was close. He was shooting at a target, and he gave me his rifle that had a hooded iron sight on it, which was okay, but the way he had it set up was for him, not for me. And we were my target was over here, then there was a break between us, and then his target, but they were still right next to each other as far as, and he was using a spotting scope, and you got to keep your 5 best shots, or 4 best shots, and threw away. Well, he started counting his shots through the spotting scope, and he realized there was an extra shot on there, on his target. Then he swung over and looked at mine, and I was missing a shot. And he says, "Which target you shooting?" I said, "I'm shooting that one down there." He says, "No, you hit my target over there." I said, "How the hell can I?" "I'm shooting." And then we got into it. I mean, we just, and of course everybody was laughing their ass off because they knew me and my brother argued very loudly. I said, "The Mendenhall boys are here. We can hear them from 2 miles away." But anyways, we ended up, we settled it and went on. But yeah, and so, but Judy we had a lot of guys that were dressed in their mountain men outfits. They had teepees and all this stuff. Right. And Judy had her 35 millimeter, and she was going around taking pictures, bugging the hell out of everybody. Then when we got home,
there was no film in it.
Oh, there was film in it, but there wasn't a single picture on any of the rolls.
Oh, she didn't take the lens cap off.
Nope, that wasn't it either. I was loading the film. I didn't realize how far over you had to get that to make sure it caught. And I was loading it, and it was slipping off, and she was sitting there winding the hell out of it, and then I'd pull it out, and it was just, you look at it, oh, okay. And, yeah.
I bet there were a lot of F-bombs after that.
Oh, there were. She was pissed off because she was bugging the hell out of these people. They just go, "Oh, here comes that crazy blonde with her camera again. Everybody hide," It just got to be a camp joke. But, yeah. Yeah, she,
that's going to be talked about at Christmas.
Oh, yeah, it's been,
yeah. Hey, Lloyd, remember the time you screwed up the film?
Women cannot forget, I call it Adam's curse. When Eve convinced Adam to take the bite of the apple, and they lost their good home. Well, they lived another 800 years. So every year for 800 years, Eve reminded him, if you just had not taken a bite of that apple, but you took, I don't care, it's your fault, we lost our good home, we have all these ratty kids running around here, you took the bite of the apple, we lost paradise.
Yep.
That is in every woman's DNA since Eve. They remember that first big screw up.
Archaeologists.
Yeah.
Because they remember everything in history.
They remember everything in history, yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, that's what I told my boys. I said, if you just accept the fact that the only 2 words that are ever going to help your marriage survive is "yes, dear," then, and they don't forget.
What?
Yeah. I don't say what anymore because if I say what, she just, "Why the hell aren't you listening to me?" I don't have my hearing aids in. That excuse doesn't work anymore either. But anyways, yeah, she never let me forget that. And but I learned how to load film after that.
Yeah. Oh, I bet you did.
Yeah, and I never had a.
What, Lloyd? You don't have to worry anymore.
Right, we've gone digital. Yeah, we went digital back. We got the Canon
back in the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah. We went with we had a Sony. We had that big Sony camera, like box, you know.
Right.
And
I had a Kodak.
yeah, maybe it was. No, I
Yeah,
think we
that
had
was
a
a digital camera. And it took those big cards.
Oh
And-
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And
Yes, Steve, you're right.
It was, I think it was like 8 megabytes or something like that. It was something really small.
Uh-oh. Am I freezing up?
No?
Huh? Did I
No.
freeze up or did you guys?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, looked like Art froze up for a minute. So, yeah. Yeah, sir. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to highlight that. And, yes, they do not forget. Yeah, I had the Sony, and we also had a Toshiba, which is a beautiful little, but it only had like a 4 megapixel camera. I mean, but at the time it was really good, you know. But yeah, we had the Sony, or maybe it was the Kodak that had the big cartridges. I can't remember now. I'm gonna have to go back. I probably got it here somewhere because I don't throw anything away.
Right. I've got a Nikon that's it's 12 megapixels, and I have an Olympus. And
Yes, and I still have. I have a Sony.
Mavic that actually took a mini CD.
right.
Yep.
Yeah, the Sony Handycam.
This is my only film camera I've got.
Okay, is that the Nikon?
Pentax.
Vintex, yeah.
Yep.
That used to be that was a really,
Yep.
Judy's first 35 millimeter film camera was a Minolta, and it took great pictures. You know, it took great pictures. But
Mine was a Konica.
oh wow,
Yeah,
I've got.
It was my grandfather. And when he
I got an old Russian camera around here. I think I showed it before. It's a film camera. It does it's a medium format. Does the 120 film?
Yeah. Yep.
You know, and I actually ordered it from Russia. It's from the 50s, but you know, I think I paid $25 for it. I mean, it's still usable if I can find anybody to print.
Yep.
Anybody who can, develop the film. But
they have this place. It's called Walgreens.
does Walgreen develop film?
Yep, they still develop film.
They still develop film. I'll have to. I didn't know that. So
I believe so.
yeah, but but we now have the I think it's the SL2, Canon SL2, which is it's like a cross between the C, or I mean the 6D and the 7D by Canon, and it's a little lighter weight, but anyways, am I cutting out, or is it just my voice? That's not my internet. That's just my thinking process. I don't know if I've been having some weird problems with my internet here lately, and which happens about every week at 7:00 on Mondays. I got to call them up because they're supposed to be getting fiber optic, and I'll be glad when they do. Because
nice.
Well,
I finally got Stream Deck working tonight. It wouldn't work last night. It worked okay during our show Sunday. But when I was on Bill's show, it wouldn't work. Yep.
Kodak disc camera, film, undeveloped, pictures taken either 19 to 24 years ago. I'd love to see what's on it. I'm just a little scared. Yeah.
Find a place that still develops film.
Develops,
down there.
Roll of Kodak disc camera film. Oh, that's right. I remember that. That disc camera. Yeah, that was kind of innovative and weird. But you were talking about the one that used Charles. You were talking about the one that used the Sony Handycam video camera. I've got
The
one that
mini CD.
uses, the mini CDs. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it shoots. I can. But the problem is I love the camera, except I love the setup of it, but it only shoots like 420. Instead of
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
It was the last one they put out before they went to high definition.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! 40 years ago, I forgot how to do simple math.
Wow.
Yeah.
40 years ago is the 80s.
Yeah, 40 years ago is the 80s. Yeah.
30 years
God,
ago
that's
does
old.
feel like the 80s.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do agree with you. 30 years ago feels like 1983, not 1993. I
Mm-hmm.
agree with that comment.
Yeah. I it's time goes by and it just gets so. I think
know.
something happened just
Yeah.
last year or year before, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
like, oh hell, that happened. And I say something
Yeah.
happened in 1980, and you've got people like Justin, like 1980.
Yeah.
I don't.
That was the
Yeah.
olden days.
Yeah, they talk about
Yeah.
old reruns, and they're playing shows from the 90s, and I'm going, that's not old. Hell, that's current history as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I'm watching.
Let's see. Next year will be 40 years ago when I started doing stand-up comedy.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
1984.
He's talking about the. What the
You got a good point there, Ronnie.
hell? Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The Sony Handycam. We're not getting older. We're increasing in value. Yes, we are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because the longer
And
you
so
stay
are our
alive.
insurance premiums.
Yeah, I was going to say, apparently we're worth more now that we're older than we were younger
Yeah.
because they
Mhm.
charge more for us. That's like,
Mhm.
and I mean, it was just, I don't know. I think it was probably about 10 years ago. You could get a decent, respectable knockoff funeral for like $2,500. Now to get the, cheaper than dirt pine box funeral is $5,000.
Yeah.
And you
Well,
and
you better learn carpentry then.
yeah.
Build your own. Kind of.
Did you can actually buy caskets and have them delivered to your house a lot cheaper, and put it up in storage, and then when you pop off, have the kids drag it
Yeah.
out, take it
There
up to
you
the funeral
go.
home. But you can buy
Kids
caskets
are holding
from
on to your feet and one
yeah.
your back, and they go, let's swing them in there. What? Hey, open the lid. Here you go,
Yeah.
Grandpa.
Well, what they do is they come pick you up, and then the kids deliver in the back of their station wagon or the back of their pickup. Say, here's his casket. Put him in it.
Yep.
'Cause-
Mhm.
and the markup on those things. Oh, I just get pissed every time I think about the markup on a funeral because it's ridiculous. When my mother-in-law died, and we had to pay for the funeral because my POS brother-in-law sold her life insurance or her prepaid. He cashed out her prepaid burial package about a year before she died. And
boy.
Lake Pot says, I don't have the room. Yeah. That's the other thing. You got to find a place to store it. But anyway, so we were paying for it. So fortunately, my uncle was for years a mortician. And I had studied and actually worked for a funeral home when I was in high school. And
it's a dying business.
yes, it is. But they're the last ones to let you down.
Yep, that's right.
Morticians cover up doctors' mistakes. But anyway,
That's right. Yep.
you can buy them
Get 'em
at
at
Costco. Costco. Oh my God!
Mhm.
But when we're
But
getting ready,
then
to
you
do
have
her
to
funeral-
buy 10 of them, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when we're getting ready to do her funeral, I went up there. And of course, we were we were dealing with the funeral home here as far as setting the prices or as far as doing all the paperwork, but it's about 3 towns up from here, about 40 miles away, is where it was actually the funeral home that was going to take care of it. So I went down the list, and of course they tried to, I went down the list, and as I said, there's some funeral director. I have a little background in it, little knowledge in it, and my uncle also, and so I had already gone over because I knew where to look for stuff, and he'd sent me some links where I could go look to itemize my prices, and they were throwing on taxes here and fees there, and I said, no. I said, we don't pay for this, this is not part of it. Well, I said, no, I've already looked at the state regulations. This fee is I said, just take it off. I said, or I'll contact the state funeral directors association and bring it up to them. That was like, I think I ended up saving an extra $1,000 off the top of the funeral. No, $1,500. $1,500 is what I ended up saving because, and I said, those are optional. Those are handlers fees. No. We're not, sorry, we're not paying for that. So, but you got to really, you need to look up that stuff, and go through it. Just like when you buy a car, I bought a car one time and they charged, they said they had this free oil change program that's, blah, 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 blah for the life of the car, for 5 year life of the warranty, I guess. And then at the end, after I signed it and everything, I looked at it and I said, what the hell is this? So I contacted my financer. I said, here, this is a charge on here that I don't think I should be paying. He says, no, you shouldn't. He says, you want to stop the check? I said, let me make a call. So I called him back. I said, you need to redo this contract and you need to take off this. I said, this is supposed to be free. Oh no, it's a service plan that we offer. I said, I didn't authorize no service plan. I want my warranty from the factory, and I want whatever is promised, but I'm not paying you. And it was $1,500. Wow. I had to come in every 6 months or every 3 months just to have them check my oil. That's all it was. It's like, hell, I can do that. I don't care. I want to be cremated and my ashes scattered at the sea by a boat or 40,000 feet out of an aircraft. That's an idea too. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I mentioned it last Monday, but we lost a cousin about a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
They had no service for him. He died suddenly, but he apparently he'd been sick for a while.
Just get an air tag. You'll never lose anything.
Yeah. Well, they had him cremated that day. There was no service. It was just, yeah. Air tag, yeah.
Okay, Lloyd just got that. That's good.
Zoom.
It's like peanut.
Yeah. Zoom. Yeah, that's anyway, so I have managed to ramble on and keep both Charles and Dominic enthralled with such exciting topics as dead people. And the show is over, folks. I mean, we have gone past the 8 o'clock mark, and Art says good. Yeah. No, you got to stay. You got to stay an extra 15 minutes because you were late, Art. So
okay.
You got to stay after class.
Yeah, that's right.
I haven't even had dinner yet.
Oh, you poor little thing.
I know. Yeah. So here's where I gave blood so they could.
You gave blood.
Check my PSA and all that crap and my hemoglobin and yeah. So, and then up here is where they. Well, if I could pull up my shirt, this is where they gave my shot for my testosterone shot way up there. Oh, get this! They're going to mail me the testosterone, and I could either inject myself or just take it over to one of their clinics and have. I think I'm going to have the clinic do it. I'm not going to jab myself.
Why do you get the injections? Why don't you get the rub-on type?
They got the cream, which is yeah.
I think we
Yeah,
just
man.
started down a rabbit hole we don't want to go down. But yeah.
That's a whole other discussion there, Lloyd.
I used to get the pellet implant. And that was every 3 or 4 months. I'd go to the clinic and they'd numb my, just below the belt line on my glute, and they'd pop in 2 or 3 pellets in there, and you sit on an ice bag for the day or two, and it's only sore for a couple days, but it feels weird because you can feel that lump of the pellet.
Yeah.
And
Well, see,
they start
they
dissolving.
They just put me on a pump cream that you just,
I bet.
you can rub it on your arm or your belly. That's the only place they tell you. And they specifically says in the instructions, do not put on the genitalia. So,
okay.
And, yeah, Lake Pilot says, wow, disturbing. Yeah, it is,
Yep.
But, yeah. And like I said, it specifically says not to use it the way you would probably think you should. Anyways, with that said and done, I'm going to let you guys get out of here, go eat, go do what you got to do, go watch a really good show like Drone Nation, which is on now.
Yeah.
And I want to thank everybody who was in the chat that listened to me rattle on. So I'm not even doing the timer thing. I'm just going to say goodbye for now. And Thunderbird, hello world, can you start again? I just got here. Man, Glenn, I know what it is. It's the time change. He still hasn't gotten used to the different hours for either that or he's watching a good show and just decided to come in and see what was left.
There you go.
Anyways, guys, thanks.
You could watch it later.
Yeah, you can watch it in you can watch it in replay. So, anyways, guys, thanks for being here. Thanks everybody who watched, and we will talk at you later. I'm going to end this broadcast